Hello, it's 9 o'clock in Djibouti. Good evening and welcome in this new edition of the evening. Here we have the major topics of this Sunday, December 27. Probing State Emergency Project Law. Boko Haram deploys a dozen of suicide bombers in Maiduguri.
Those were the top stories, and thank you for joining us here on RTD's newsroom. Under the chairmanship of the MP Ali Subani Ateye, the Commission of the Legislation and the General Administration met this Monday, December 28, 2015, in the room of the Commission of the National Assembly. This meeting was devoted to the review of the draft law on the state of emergency. The government was represented by the Minister of Interior, Hassan Omar Mohamed. And at the end of the meeting, the members have issued a favorable opinion on the adoption of the bill to the next public meeting of the National Assembly. Always about the National Assembly, at the meeting yesterday, the members of the opposition USN had left the chamber, and the reason that it should be observed a minute of silence for the victims of Buldoko, and this even before the meeting was opened by the President of the National Assembly. However, that's what will be done once the session was opened by the President. The spokesman of the President of the National Assembly and spokesperson of the presidential majority in the Assembly, Hassan Saeed Qumane, has pointed out it's a false pretext. The spokesman has by the same occasion made a bold lie to the images conveyed on the social networks by the oppositions.
The MP, spokesman of the President of the National Assembly and spokesperson of the presidential majority in the Assembly has, by the way, expressed his heartfelt and deepest condolences to the families of the incident victims that took place in Buldoko. He affirmed that nothing has been refused to the opposition, adding that they have their right in the National Assembly. He continued in his remarks and said that it is a reality of images of this slaughter took place in the Central African Republic, which you will see the place on these images. He said that these images reflect bad images on our countries in the world, and we need to safeguard peace, he concluded. And as part of the commemoration of the 21st anniversary of a peace agreement signing of ABA has on December 26 in 1994, the Secretary of State for Youth and Sport has organized the first edition of the Walk for Peace entitled The Walk of ABA. Indeed, the Secretary of State for Youth and Sport, Mr. Badul Hassan Badul, has held this afternoon a preparatory meeting at the prefecture of Dikhil. The prefect of the region, Shekho, and Mohammed Shekho, the president of the regional council, Mr. Abdurrahman Yunis Are, the MP's region colonel of the army, the young people, and various regional representatives took part in this meeting. This walk, symbolize of national unity and social cohesion, will be organized on Friday, January 1, 2015 at 7 p.m. The President of the Republic, Mr. Ismail Markele, who has played a major role in the signing of this historic agreement, has remained to this day the artisan and the guarantor of peace and political stability in our country, because as he has so well demonstrated during his surprise visit at the party's Congress fruit, it wants to be inclusive and place the culture and promotion of peace to the heart of his council and political actions.
The Secretary of State for Youth and Sport, Badul Hassan Badul, has taken the floor before the senior officials and the responsible of the region. He said that the President of the Republic wasn't only the promoter of peace but also the main architect. Until now, President Gile is faithful to his principles and his government, but also to set of actors, the social components. He added, we cannot undertake that all the development is closely linked to the promotion of peace. This act reminds to the President each time, so it could be possible because peace is the only national unity and social cohesion in our country, and this principle he continued maintained by the President of the Republic. Finally, he recalled the importance of the March of Peace in the city of Unity at Dakhil.
The Jewish Women National Union has closed this Monday a training workshop organized in the close collaboration with the UNFPA on reproduction health and rights, including female genital mutilation. People in health inform of different brigades and capitals such as the gendarmerie, the police and the military have actively participated in this workshop over 2 days. Let's not forget the presence during this training of the UNFD project coordinator Ms. Ruqia Ali Jama, the responsible for health commission of the UNFD Ms. Ruqia Yusuf, the responsible for the agency in the management of the fight against AIDS Ms. Ubaha Darar. On the side of the FUNP, we note the presence of Aisha Ibrahim Jama, responsible of the office, as well as the responsible for the program kind within the FUNP, Ms. Amina Abdul Qadir. The workshop aims to train the peer educator on health, reproductive rights. People in the inform have benefit on the harm of female genital mutilation of reproductive health, as well as the role that they must play the people dressed in their informed service.
Still on the national news, a cleanup campaign in the form of a caravan was launched in the neighborhood of Arhiba. It will continue in the commune of Bol'auz. It's about a campaign for cleaning and hygiene initiated by the Civil Society of Djibouti in collaboration with the commune of Bol'auz. A similar campaign has already been carried out last week in the same commune. In an interview, President of the commune, Abdi Ilmi, and that of the President of the National Council of the Civil Society, Ismail Saeed Sananasi, have not liked to thank the inhabitants of Arhiba district for their active participation, and they both say that similar campaign for cleaning and hygiene will be held soon.
A training course of the table tennis intent for young girls was held yesterday at the stage Hassan Gulaid under the auspices of the Secretary for Youth and Sport, Mr. Badul Hassan Badul, the collaboration with the International Table Tennis Federation and the Federation of Djibouti in the same discipline. The objective of this training raised the level of table tennis. 20 young girls with a passion for table tennis, as well as representative of the federation, took part in this training.
Obituary now, we are announcing with regret the dates occur of fire Ahmed Qasim Usman at the hospital Arwahma following a long illness yesterday. The deceased worked at Cap Lemonnier and leaves behind him a widow and 7 children. May the Almighty grant him his eternal paradise. Inna lillah wa inna ilayhi raji'un. It's also with regret, sadness, we announce the dates occur in Djibouti. Sunday, December 27 of Madam Khadija Burhan Ali Warki, sister of our colleague Mohammed Burhan Ali, first advisor of the Djibouti Embassy in Brussels, and niece of Munawwar Ali, first consul of the Djibouti Embassy to Cuba. In these painful circumstances, the Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation spokesperson of the government, Mahmoud Ali Yusuf, the Minister Delegate to the International Cooperation, Ahmed Ali Silla, as well as the whole of the managers and staff of the department, express their profound and heartfelt condolences to their colleagues, family and his relative. Inna lillah wa inna ilayhi raji'un.
And now, concerning the regional news in Somalia, for the first time, the 2 decades residents of Mogadishu have a peace garden, one that attracts hundreds of families every weekend. Let's listen for more details.
Amid the chaos and insecurity related with the Somali capital for years, there is the other side of this city that the media never showed you. Welcome to the Peace Garden, or as they call it, Berta Nabadda. It's a fun-filled weekend here for these children in the Somali capital and these happy parents too. It is a dream come true. Hundreds come here every weekend, and it's not just the local resident, the diaspora too are back, some from as far as Australia. For more than 2 decades now, these children didn't have a playing ground, let alone a peace garden, and local now says the garden is a symbol that life is returning to normalcy here in Mogadishu. The Peace Garden of Mogadishu has changed the capital in a great way. For the first time in 2 decades, families have a place to spend their weekend. The Peace Garden has also transformed the city into a very peaceful place. For the city's young people, this is the new hangout spot, a photo opportunity for many, and for these young men, it's selfie time and a chance to spend quality time with their loved ones. Professional photographers too are here hoping to tell a different story. Mukhtar Ahmed is one of them, hoping to show the world that this is an improvement in security has seen major development in the capital, and Mukhtar hope his photography can help change the narrative people had of Mogadishu from that of a ghost city and a failed state into a peace nation and a potential tourist destination.
The Continental News, it was on top stories. Boko Haram once again deploys dozens of suicide bombers in Maiduguri raids. Details in this report.
More than 15 people and potentially more people were killed in the city of Maiduguri on Sunday, where Boko Haram militants used multiple suicide bombs and rocket-propelled grenades in an assault. Nigerian troops said they intercepted 10 suicide bombers, but at least 2 others managed to inflict damage during the raid. The radical Islamic militant fired indiscriminately from the back of 3 trucks as their attack went through the village of the Wari on the outskirts of Maiduguri. The village chief, together with 10 of his children and others, were killed. The area is close to a major military base, Giwa Barracks, which Boko Haram raided in January 2014, freeing hundreds of detainees. The attack is the second in 3 days, coming after the Christmas Friday raid by Boko Haram on Kibba village in Borno State, which left at least 14 residents dead and their home destroyed. The militant attacks come on the same day Nigeria President Muhammadu Buhari declared the government has technically defeated the jihadists.
Germany recruits army of 8,500 language teachers for 200,000 refugee children. Hundreds of thousands school-age refugees have arrived in Germany this year, forcing authorities to open thousands of additional classes and hire over 8,500 tutors to integrate the newcomers, Die Welt newspaper report. Over 1 million people fleeing a war zone or searching for a better life have arrived in Germany as refugees and migrants this year, bringing their whole families along. The unprecedented inflow has resulted in some 196,000 new students joining the German education system. German authorities, meanwhile, estimated the total number of school-age newcomers in 2015 to be around 125,000 children, while part of German society has demonstrated growing discount over the situation, with the sporadic right-wing violence erupting in some areas. The government is maintaining an open border policy with respect to refugees arriving from the EU, instead pushing for better control at the Union's border to limit the migration flow. This is the end of the edition. Thank you for your attention and enjoy the games.